Rachel and I work in Acton, and this is our second history project in the area, but this one's very exciting because a lot of it's going to be focused around this school and you young people here, to think about what life used to be like in this area. Many years ago, these were just fields with cows and sheep and farms. Then, obviously, there have been a lot of changes to where we are now. It used to be a golf course at one time, which is why some of the names of the roads around here are named like the fairway, which is a golfing term. So from a farmland and fields with cattle and sheep, to a golf course, to then the building of all the houses around this area. And then 80 years ago, the old school was built. Some of you will remember the old school, perhaps, which came down before this new school was built. So all the time things are changing, and we're really excited to talk to yourselves and the older community to find out what life is like, how it's changed, and record that for future generations, because this area is going to keep on changing, and we want to capture your stories and the stories of the people who we're going to interview to find out their stories and promote what they have to say from ordinary people's points of view, as well as the big stories that happen in the area or have happened in the area. So we're going to be around till next September when this project finishes, and for this whole term we're going to be working in your school. So this afternoon we've got a history club that will start for the next 10 weeks, who are going to be making a book. So the people that are part of that club will create their own stories, do their own research into an area of interest to them, and make a book. So that's one thing that's going to be happening. And then some of you will know about the art club that happens at the school with Apple, with Sam and Jake. They're going to be coming in on a Friday to design a big mural for your playground. So outside on the left, where there's a big concrete wall that's empty and looking a bit lonely and sad, we're going to turn that into a piece of artwork over the next term. And that will be those young people that are involved and interested in the arts, and turning a history concept into a piece of art that's for everyone to enjoy, that plays in the playground, for your parents to see when they come and collect you and so on. So those are two of the things that are going to be happening. We've also got a lot of other things, community events going on. We've got one coming up on Sunday at North Acton Playing Fields. We'll leave some information about that, so that if you're interested in coming down with your family, we'll have a fun day for everybody in North Acton Playing Fields. We've got other people involved in the project too, so I wanted to introduce you to some of my colleagues here who can talk a little bit about what they're going to be doing with you. So, lucky to have Ellie from Gunnersbury Museum with us here, so I'm going to hand over to Ellie now.
Thank you. So yes, I'm Ellie, I work at Gunnersbury Park and Museum. Can you put your hands up if you've ever been to Gunnersbury Park Museum before? Excellent, thank you, hands down. So we at the museum, we're all about collecting things and collecting stories that help us understand what life used to be like. But we're not just talking about collecting things and stories that happened many, many hundreds of years ago. We're about looking at what is happening today as well, because everything that happens today will be history by tomorrow. So you coming into assembly, that's in history now. Rachel talking, that's part of history as well. So part of our job is to collect and display to other people some of the stories of people living in the local area today. And we have a thing called a pop-up museum. It's a big box on wheels, and it has lots of doors and drawers that we can put things from our museum collection in, our objects, but we can also put things like artwork, pieces of writing and stories. And one of the things we want to do is to work with you, to come in and do some workshops with some of you maybe, and any artwork or pieces of work or photos that you collect during this project can go into that exhibition, and it will travel round. So hopefully it will come to your school. It will also be spending some time at East Acton Primary School, and it will also go out to other places like libraries and leisure centres around the borough of Ealing. So that is how we're going to be involved. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of you throughout the year as the project progresses. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce Mike now, who's going to be involved in photography and filmmaking, and will be coming into the school, so I'll let Mike tell you a little bit about that side of the project.
Good morning. I love this. As Rachel said, one of the things I like to do is take pictures. I like to frame things and take pictures of people and things and objects. And also I like to film. I like to film stuff. Is that what you do for filming? Film. Camera and film like that. So I'm going to be like with a good friend of mine, Mr. Himman, who's not here today, but we're going to come into some of your classes and filming the activities that you guys are doing, around history stuff, and also doing some photography. And what we're hoping for is to hopefully get some of you involved in that process. Now last year we made a documentary about South Acton, and one of the things that we did was we filmed and interviewed lots of people like myself and some way older than myself. But this year we are going to try and see, I think, maybe possibly some interviews with some of you people to see what you know about your history and what you want to try and stuff like that. Now, has anybody ever done any photography or taken pictures before? This is very good. So the modern technology, I'm sure, is more accessible these days.
Phones and tablets.
Exactly, yeah. So back, when I speak to my dad, who's, in his 70s, he hardly took any pictures. Yeah. So I know you guys took a lot. Now, does anybody ask any questions? Should I take a risk? That's good. That's fine. I look forward to working with you guys, and what we'll do now is that when the project is finished, we make our film and photography. Hopefully we can show it on this lovely screen right here next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well,